Welcome back to TCT Bass Fishing, ladies and gentlemen, and today we got something a little bit different for you guys. We're going to be out here in the nice cozy room giving y'all a nice little informational session today where I'm going to be giving y'all my top 5 baits of the summer. I'm going to be giving 5 baits that were my favorite hands down throughout the summer. I'm going to be putting a picture in the corner of the fish that I caught while using those baits, and all of these baits are going to be very useful for all pond fishermen, all bank fishermen, because as myself, if y'all watch my videos, y'all know that all summer long we were beating down the bank, catching good fish, awesome sized fish. Like throughout my videos, pretty much all we did was bank fish this summer for the most part. But we actually have a video coming very soon. I don't want to spoil it yet, but we have an absolute banger coming out this coming Friday, so make sure to stay tuned for that one. But without further ado, guys, make sure you please like and subscribe and enjoy the video and get ready to see these top 5 pond fishing baits of the summer. Let's go. All right, at number 5, we have an amazing bait that is good to throw in the dirty areas of your pond. Places that just look stocked up with, for example, like lily pads, just a bunch of grass, a tree's draping over, you want to skip it under the tree. You want to do all these great things to get this bait where you need to get it where these bass will stay. And this bait is going to be a nice topwater bait that is called the topwater frog. This one right here, we have the ivory white 6 cents Vega frog. This is a great topwater frog that can give you some great blow-ups. There's some absolute monsters that'll eat on that. And this is the Spro natural green poppin' frog as well. And both of these frogs will do you a lot of great things out there in the fishing world. And you want to skip those again in like under your trees and thick grass. And you want to be able to rip it through, so you want to have braid on there. For example, right here I have my Omen Black rod, 13 fishing. It is 7'3". Heavy rod with 50-pound braid on there. You want to have some really strong braid on there to be able to rip it through whatever you need to and not have any problems with that line breaking by any means. So again, make sure you have some nice braid on there with your nice frog. They have poppin' frogs, which these are, but they also have walking frogs, which are also just as effective, if not better. So make sure to check those out and go out there and catch some good bass. And let's get to number 4. All right, guys, number 4 for me is a bait that I have actually caught my previous PB on, that I used a lot during spring and a lot this summer, and found a lot of success both of those time periods with this bait. And this bait, you want to fish Texas rigged, and if you guessed it, you'd be dragging it on the bottom and you use it to absolute whack those bass. This is a Texas rigged crawl. This is the X Zone crawls right here, the X Zone adrenaline crawls. You Texas rig them up just like that. Get them all nice and get a weight on there. Let's see, I have my X Zone tungstens right here. These are what those weights look like. I'm going to put those right at the end of this, and then you can also add a peg right before that weight to stop that weight from sliding up and down. But again, this X Zone adrenaline crawl is really nice because these claws actually float. So your crawl will sit like this in the water, and your claws will stay up and have a floating action to them, which will get you some more bites and more fish, which is awesome. And you want to drag this across the bottom, just pop it up, like pull it up and let it go down, and then your claws will float. And a great design by X Zone. And also I have the Guggen Kraken crawl, which is also a very good crawl as well. Got some orange on this side and some like darker green on this side. And this one just has great falling action. Like I love the falling action on this one. It's very free and has a lot of action on it. But yeah, both of these crawls are great to fish Texas rig, and it will get you some great bass. The bass in this corner was my previous PB, which was 5 pounds and 14 ounces before a video y'all are going to see very soon. So stay tuned. And next up is number 3. Let's go. All right, guys, number 3 is actually a very simple bait and a very good beginner bait to use if you are just now starting bass fishing and you're looking for baits that are super easy to use, super basic to use, and things you can just throw out there and just slow retrieve them in and get you some nice old bass. Number 3, we have the all beautiful War Eagle spinnerbait. This is the one that I have on recently, and I recently caught a bass on. If you watched my actually most recent video besides this one, I actually do catch a bass on this exact spinnerbait right here. This is a beautiful War Eagle spinnerbait, and I normally actually have the one that's all white, has gold tip and 2 gold blades. That one's good. And there's one more. It actually looks just like this, but it's white and has like neon green tips. And I think both blades are like this too. But these are really good. You could just throw them out there and you just kind of let them, just throw them out in the middle of your pond and reel them in. Throw them on the edges of your pond, slowly reel it in. And this thing will get you a lot of fish. This is hands down my favorite spinnerbait. And honestly, since spring, I haven't thrown another spinnerbait other than this one. So I fished this exact spinnerbait in the entire, or this brand spinnerbait the entire summer and found a lot of success on it. So this is the War Eagle spinnerbait one last time, and this is a fish that I caught while using this spinnerbait. So yeah, make sure to check these out. These are also like $8.99, and they're great baits for beginners, or if you've like been fishing for a long time. Regardless, they are great baits. So make sure to check those out as well. And now let's get to number 2. Let's go. Number 2 is a bait that I found out too late in the summer, honestly, that it was super effective, but always knew it was effective. I just never really was super successful while using this bait, but recently at the end of the summer, it became one of my have tied on baits at all times, which I currently have tied on behind me, which honestly I don't think you can see, but it is a lipless crankbait or rattle trap. This is the 6 Cents Duke 65 4K shad color. This one's absolute beautiful. There you go. That's a nice angle of it right there. It's a great bait, man. You can just throw it out there and slow retrieve it in. I'm gonna take it out the box for you guys if I can get it. There we go. Yeah, you cast it out there, have it on some nice fluorocarbon, and you just cast it out there on I was just casting it out in the middle of my pond, man, and I was just slow retrieving it in, and I was absolutely whacking the bass, man. If y'all watch my videos, y'all have seen me absolutely destroy these bass on this exact rattle trap right here. This is the 6 Cents 4K shad color. Absolute beautiful rattle trap, man. It is absolute a stud, and you've got to try it out, man. There's that one, and I also have behind me tied on currently the it's a Guggen, crap, I can't remember. The Guggens have some weird names for some of their baits, but it's a Guggen rattle trap as well. What is it called? I honestly can't think of it, but it's the Guggen one, and it's blue and silver and like chrome. So it has the rattle in there as well, but it like puts off good reflection in the water, so it looks like really clean. But yeah, so that's number 2. Let's get on to number 1, which is hands down one of the easiest baits to fish in the entire fishing industry, and one of the most common baits as well to catch absolute giant bass. Let's go to number 1. All right, guys, and at number 1, we have one of the most common used baits in the fishing industry, one of the best baits in the fishing industry, hands down, probably the easiest thing to fish and the easiest way to catch bass probably all time, honestly, in my opinion. But if I'm having a rough day, I'll go out there and tie this bait on and just cast it out and just like that, man. It's literally that easy. You'll go out there with a X-Zone Weightless Cinco, the watermelon red with black flake. Let's check this out, guys. This is absolute amazing bait. I love to fish these weightless with a nice little finesse hook just like this, and go out there and absolutely destroy those bass. You want to hook these right in the center to balance the weight out. Just cast it out there, man. Cast it out there in any area of your pond or lake or whatever you're fishing, and under docks, literally anything. You just cast it out there and let it sink. It'll have a nice little falling action, kind of like this. And then once it gets down, you kind of pop it up a couple times, doop, 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 and then just let it fall back down and have a nice little shaking action again. And then you'll just devour it, like seriously. Normally on the fall, they will destroy that bait 9 times out of 10. I absolutely love it. If y'all watch my videos, y'all have seen that bait all summer long. I kid you not, the entire summer, those bass were hammering that bait. I've had to restock on this bag probably like 6 times throughout the summer. It was absolutely nuts this summer. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. So man, thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. I am super happy that I got to share with y'all my top 5 baits of the summer for all bank fishermen, pond fishermen, you name it, man. All of us bank beaters out there that be out there just absolutely destroying the bass on the bank. Those are my top 5 baits from this summer to catch them most effective and easiest ways possible. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you please like and subscribe. And next video coming out on Friday, man, y'all stay tuned. This is gonna be crazy. Make sure to have notifications on. And until next time, where we learn a little bit more about bass fishing, peace out.